Okay, here's the Q&A for, I'll try to say it, Fyrvaktaren, but I know the R is supposed to be a little better than that. Bathtub by the Sea. Ul Andre Ronenberg is right here. He wrote and directed it. I want to tell you, I gave you a hint before we started recording that I just love this film. I think this film is is just so refreshingly original and beautiful and shot beautifully. The story is about as charming as can be. Actually, when I showed it last night in my household, I said, you know, it's really a love story.
Hmm.
And I just think it's a wonderful film, so unique. So I'm sure if we'd have the honor of having you in the theater with an audience, people would be asking you uh, where the idea came from.
That's a good question. I'm kind of a very quirky guy with a quirky sense of humor, and I love when the imagination meets the reality, and there's a lot of this in this film. Um, but the story has changed quite a bit since the first draft that I made, because then it was a dialogue between the mermaid and the lighthouse keeper, and they were speaking quite a lot when they were kind of figure out how to communicate. But the story developed quite a bit, and it turns out to be like this, like it is on the screen.
Which is wonderful. I think one of the things that's so refreshing about it is that he discovers the mermaid, and that's no big deal. It's not like, oh my God, a mermaid exists. That's just, you know, he's going to put her in the bathtub till her fin heals, and you know, now he has someone to have breakfast with. I just found it so charming that the unique way you approach the story, and then
Thanks.
the story progresses from there. Uh, every step of the story is original. I love that he's got this beautiful mermaid in his bathtub, but he has to kick her out when he wants a bath.
Yep. Um, and that's kind of the theme in the story, that we are people who are running on autopilot, so we're just doing our things over and over and over again. um, and we lack the possibilities to see the beauty that lies ahead of us. Um, and when something that's not planned comes in, and you're kind of not able to grasp it, um, then we're kind of missing out quite a bit, and that's kind of the thing that I want to tell in this story.
And you did what you did. It came out. That message is wonderfully clear in it. I obviously want to ask about the cinematography and how long this took you to shoot, because and did you write it and then find the location?
Yeah. It's a very funny thing. I wrote the script, and in the script I wrote um, like a tablet with switch where you can switch on and off um, the lighthouse. Um, but I didn't know it existed. So I just wrote it, and had planned to find a place where we could just make a switch, and then the Coast Guard, who is kind of in charge of all the lighthouses in Norway, they sent an email and said, yeah, we got the perfect spot. And there was this tablet with the switch. So it's perfect.
It's perfect, and and the exteriors are so beautiful. The all the views, the pier, the fields. It's one of the most beautiful films we've got this year. It's just such a beautiful environment you shot in.
Thanks.
Did it take a long time?
Yeah, it was hard. We had 5 days to shoot, and we lost 8 hours because we couldn't go into the location with the boats, because the sea is very, very shallow. So we have to go in when it's high tide, and we can't go in when there's lots of wind. So we had some struggles, but it's really worth it because of the location is so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love the shot you did of low tide to high tide from the end of the pier. That was really nice.
that's it's a well planned shot.
Must have taken a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And then so 5 days though, and you didn't even get to use all five. And was it were there any particular challenges shooting in such a remote place, or?
Um, we stayed very close to the location, so we had just a small boat trip to the lighthouse, and when we were there, everybody just loved being there because you feel so kind of connected with the nature, and uh, everything that's stressful is just blown away. Um, but we had some challenges, especially with the last shot when we launched the bathtub into the ocean, and the bathtub sank. We had a test run with some weights to simulate the weight of the mermaid, and the bathtub sank when we tried to get it out into the water. So we spent, I think, between 2 or 3 hours into the water to get her up and to clean it. And afterward, it was my wife who's stand-in mermaid. So we launched her into the into the sea afterwards.
And that's actually one of the things I love most in your script too, is that she wants to stay in the bathtub even in the ocean.
Yeah.
I think that's just so unique. And actually, I wanted to ask about casting because your lighthouse keeper, he's just one of those faces, one of those actors who I could watching him do the simple things, picking the cup of the day, filling it with tea, throwing the switch, marking the calendar. I completely enjoyed watching him. He had so much on-screen presence.
Yeah, he's a local theater actor, and he hasn't been doing lots of film before, mostly theater. So we had, it's kind of hard to adapt from theater to screen, because the way you're acting is very different. But he has the perfect look for this lighthouse keeper, and the mermaid, she is what do you say? How do you say? She's third cousin, I think, to her kids. Um, so yeah, and she were just perfect for the mermaid role as well.
Yeah, for sure. So she's just a relative and who helped out and gave you a mermaid. How by the way, I thought the mermaid suit looked fantastic. The where the skin to tail or skin to scale, I should say. It looked really good. Was that something you were able to buy, or did you have to have someone fashion it for you?
Um, that's a funny story. I had a deal with a company who were supposed to make a mermaid fin for us, and then we didn't hear anything, and they didn't reply on the emails and didn't reply on the calls, and then it's getting closer to the shooting, and I thought, I don't know what to do. So I just posted online if is there anybody who has a mermaid fin, and yes, there were a woman in US who had a fin, so she shipped it with uh, express delivery to Norway, and we got a fin the same week that we were shooting, and in the there is kind of a gradient from the fin and to the skin, uh, and the actor had the perfect color for this gradient. So we're kind of lucky.
Yeah, it was meant to be. It was meant to
Yeah.
be. Um, how big a crew did you have? I'm just curious. We're getting to the point where we're running out of time, so I figure you should let us know who your key players were.
Um, the crew were quite small. I think we were around 10 people on island. Um, but in Norway, we're very efficient when we're working. So uh, one person can do several things. So we're kind of more like potatoes. um, yeah. So I didn't have a gaffer. It was the photographer who did the lighting, and we had a makeup guy and a set decorator and some production assistants who were helping out, and that's basically it during the shoot.
That's what you needed, you because it came out beautiful. Your director of photography did a great job. You don't need me to tell you. And
Yeah.
and I assume you finished it. You made this last year. Did you manage to get it in front of theaters, in front of an audience before COVID hit, or?
A couple of festivals, uh, but mainly after COVID hit. So I've been, staying at home and watching the film, traveling the circuit.
It's kind of cool and doing lots of Q&As online like this, huh?
Yeah, some.
Excellent. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, and thank
Yeah,
you again
likewise.
for. It's always such a pleasure to get something just original and fantastic. Um, so I really appreciate filmmakers like yourself who do things originally.
Thank you for your kind words.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you. And
Likewise.
I've got to run. I've got another one of these in a few minutes.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Bye.